Hello, everyone. Welcome back to another episode. I'm not going to give a recap on what happened last time. I don't want to know what happened last time. Technically, nothing happened last time, but it felt like stuff was going to happen, and I did not like that, even though it didn't actually happen. So we're going to continue on like nothing happened. Another free day. Yay me. Okay, Remy, Lorem, Bryce are well-deserved rest. I don't really want to meet with Lorem again. I mean, he's okay, but eh. So it's between Remy and Bryce. Bryce seems cool, and Remy seems cool. I feel like Remy should be a more integral part of the story, even though he's not. But he's not. I don't want to start shoehorning in characters that don't matter. But I guess I didn't write this, so it's not my fault if the character is shoehorned in. Kind of want to do Bryce's accent though. I like his, but I also like Remy's. We'll do Bryce. Once again, I found myself within the police department, which seemed oddly quiet for this time of day. It didn't take long for me to spot Bryce in his office. Hey, Awesome. What's up? Nothing much, but you told me to contact you if I could remember anything that might help with the investigation. That's right. What do you have for me? Alright, once again, I'm gonna take like some warming up before I get his voice back to what it's supposed to be. I'm not sure if it's worth mentioning, but I have known Reza for a couple of years, so I know some things about his personality. I see. Well, it's actually more helpful than you might think. Mannerisms, habits, all kinds of things would be useful to add to his profile and to get a better idea of him. You know him, but I'm just about done here for the day. If you want to discuss it over a beer or something, I'd be more than happy. I don't usually drink, though. That's fine. You don't have to. Or maybe we'll find something you'll like. That sounds... Press him about wanting to go to a bar? I mean, I don't care. That sounds fair. Alright, let's go. Here we are. And just in time for happy hour. It's a weird expression of his smirk. I feel like they just took his regular expression and put a little warp tool right here. Because it just curves. I don't like that. Do you come here often? Sometimes. Hey, you two. What can I bring you? Just the usual. One generic beer for the chief of police? Sure thing. How about you, Be Awesome? Nothing yet. I'll have something later, I think. Noted. I'll be right back. It wasn't long before the waiter returned with a drinking bowl as wide as that was tall, filled to the brim with foam-topped dark amber liquid. Carefully, he set it down in front of Bryce, who didn't hesitate to take a big gulp. There you go. Just call me if you need anything. Of course. So, what do you want to tell me about Reza? There are a few things. I mean, they're probably not much, but anything might help, right? That's right. Anything unusual about him, anything that defines his character or stands out about him could help us. How about you tell me what you know about him? Well, the earliest memory I have of him is when we both went to the same school. We only shared a few classes, though, and a couple of friends. Overall, I'd say he was a above-average student. We didn't talk very often, but he always was very outspoken and never failed to speak up to make his opinions known. He was the kind of person I'd fully expect to be some politician one day, or at least an activist of some sort. It's the impression I got from him. He spoke a lot, but you could also expect him to act on his word. What do you mean he'd make a great politician, though? Politicians don't do that. They just speak and then don't do anything about it. Of course, his nature calls him to clash with others, sometimes even including the school staff, though his genuine enthusiasm also gained praise from them. He was quite a character. After we all graduated, I didn't hear anything about him for a long time. Only some years later, after we found the portal, was I surprised to find out he was the human who would be sent to your world. He had volunteered. It wasn't until I was already here that I actually met him again, however brief our interactions were, but then I already told you everything about what happened prior to the eventual scuffle with Maverick. There's only one thing that stands out to me about those events. In the restaurant, when he told me about the letter, he mentioned I would know how to read its secret message. I know he values the use of his own intellect, but when I received the letter later, he apparently fully expected me to remember some random chemistry class we had together years ago in order to see the message. I see. So did you not arrange this beforehand? Not at all. I had no idea. That is quite peculiar. I know. I still wonder what he would have told me if Madrak hasn't interfered when we met at the portal. We do as well, and you can believe that. How was Maverick even allowed to intercept his letter and read it? He could have easily done so since he was in charge of Reza and everything, but he totally shouldn't have. I mean, we wouldn't do anything of the sort with you. Everything he's done in regard to Reza has been a poor show of character. And also a felony. But I guess there's different rules here. But that would have been a felony here. I suppose so. In any case, thanks for telling me all of this. You never know when this kind of information could be useful. See, that smile? That's way better. That's very smooth. It doesn't look like the white part is warped over top of his face. I like that. The other smile was creeping me out. No problem. Just when I thought an awkward silence might set in, Bryce spotted the waiter and didn't hesitate to speak up. Hey waiter, bring me another. I hadn't noticed, but while I was talking, Bryce had been busy sipping on his drink. The empty bowl before him was proof of his proficiency. Here you go. Maybe I should be going now. Oh, come on, stay a little. Considering we're already here, might as well enjoy the evening, right? I mean, you don't have to, but I certainly will. Or do you need to be somewhere? Rather go home and read a book is true, however, we're here to experience the options. The reason I'm here is because I didn't, yeah, but it was between Remy and Bryce, and neither of those I feel like are going to go super deep into. But that was poor phrasing, hold on. But regardless of that, I don't want to just keep doing the passive route. I want to do one to take more active, because I'm too passive IRL. I want to be more active in video games at the very least, so not really. I guess I can stay for a little while. That's what I like to hear. Waiter, bring us another beer. Another one? This one's for you, silly. I don't really drink, though. Oh, come on. Just try a little. Even if you don't like beer, you haven't had one like this before. Nah, I'm gonna leave. I really think I should be going. Oh, come on. Really? Yeah, well, you see, there's things like boundaries, and I would have just declined again, but the only other option was leave, so. Without another word, I got up from my seat and left. Luckily, I didn't have much trouble finding my way back alone. I certainly couldn't stand spending any more time with someone like Brett. Hold on, that is not what I meant by that. No. I did not mean that to be rude or anything. I just didn't want to, yeah. Didn't want, that is so mean, the way it put it. Needless to say, I didn't regret leaving him. Why are you like this? You rejected Bryce's invitation. Well, I got an achievement for it, I guess. That's something. I didn't want to be mean to him. He was just being too pushy. Ooh, another chapter. Chapter 5. Conflict. And Maverick is on the front again. After a night of turbulent dreams, my consciousness returned to the shores of the waking world. Today is the day of the big fireworks. Who shall I bring? Well, I promised Adine to go. So yeah. I guess she's here. Are you ready? Ready for what? The fireworks, silly. Oh, of course. Let's go. What did I think was going to happen? Sometimes my character is just dumb. Sometimes I'm the one that's dumb, but sometimes it's my character. After a few minutes of walking, we arrived at a rather empty-looking area near the edge of town. Here we are. And this is everyone. I'm disappointed. I thought it would be crowded here. This is actually one of my training spots, and it turns out you can see the fireworks pretty well from here, too. So this is your secret spot, then? I guess you could say so. Well, now that I know of it, I suppose it's not so secret anymore. Not if you keep it to yourself. We could make it our secret. Yeah, if you say so. Hey, looks like it's starting. Now, take a good look. We waited quietly as the stillness of the night enveloped us. Soon I heard the sound of the first rocket making its way to the night sky, after which it exploded in a pattern of colors. More rockets followed, their thunderous noise echoing throughout the land. Pretty. Suddenly, a terrible realization hit me. Considering how public an event this was, how everyone would be watching the fireworks, now would be the best time for Reza to make his move. Oh, it would be. Not only was the village basically deserted, but the sounds of fireworks would also overshadow any gunshots, giving him as much secrecy as he would ever have. As the portal had been repaired by the mysterious person I met, now is the perfect time for Reza to make his getaway, and I was the only one who knew. Adine, I think we need to go. Now. Stop joking around, Be Awesome. You still haven't seen the best part. I know where Reza is. We need to stop him. Are you serious? Yes, I am. What should we do then? Maybe you could fly and get us some help. I'll try to buy us some time by confronting him. Alright, where should I meet you? Somewhere near the portal. He'll be there. Let's go. I arrived at the portal just a few minutes later. I couldn't help but be glad that it was still turned off and didn't appear to have been used recently, but it meant Reza was still here, somewhere. I looked around, thinking about where he could be or if it was worth waiting for him here, when I saw something out the corner of my eye. Hesitating, I drew nearer. Wait, is that... No! No, not Sebastian, no! I checked Sebastian for any signs of life and found nothing. However, his body was still... No! I liked him, no! Reza was here very recently, but he hasn't used the portal just yet. Why? Alright, look, I was willing to, hear him out, see, okay, what do you have to say? But no. He killed Sebastian. This guy, he's gonna get it. Sebastian's guard post was not just for the portal itself, but also the surrounding area. Since Reza was already here, he probably had some unfinished business very close by. The underground building. The ambassador had told me all about the prowess of the generators within. It probably hadn't been hard for Reza to guess the same, or to try stealing them from a place he knew he'd be even more deserted than the rest of the village was right now. He also didn't have to go far from the portal. All things considered, it was the only option that made sense to me. I could have waited for Reza here, but in the end I decided it'd be better to meet him underground. If there was going to be a confrontation, I was sure I would have the advantage in a more crowded space. Even in the darkness, it was easy for me to spot the site where they had unearthed the building's entry, as it was in a roped-off area that I had seen from afar before. When I entered the building, I was met by a long, illuminated hallway that was lined with doors on both sides. The lights are on, so he's definitely here. Since the lights were already on, Reza had to be very close. Told ya. I wasn't surprised at the building still having electricity, since its generators were also powering the portal. Suddenly, one of the doors opened, and out came Reza, carrying a large cardboard box. When he spotted me, he set it on the ground. Be Awesome, you're here. You don't know how glad I am to see you. I've wanted to talk for you for so long. I even tried to contact you, but I couldn't with someone tailing you the whole time. But talking can wait. Now that you're here, we've got everything. Come on, help me with this and let's get out of here. No. No? What are you talking about? I'm not doing anything until you answer a few questions. And I punch you in the face. You want to talk now? Sure, why not? We probably got a few hours if we wanted to. None of them will disturb us here. We could even get the backup generator as well after we send this one over. When did you realize we were in the past? How did you know about the comet? I've known for a while. It's what I wanted to talk with you about when we met at the portal. How about you? I only recently found out. Looking back, it just seems so obvious to me now. I'm not sure how exactly you figured it out, but there are so many clues when you think about it. I mean, how could a supposedly completely different, independent civilization speak the same language as us? What was that supposed to be? An alternate reality? No, it was just a different time. When was there ever anything resembling these creatures on Earth? It's not hard to make the jump from dragons to dinosaurs, and some of them here look pretty near identical to the dinosaurs we knew about. And then, there are also the prehistoric fruits, the plants, and the fact that their technological level is near exactly the same as our own past society. But we don't even have to think that abstract. You just needed to look at the sky. The sun, the moon, even the stars are the same. Constellations change over time, of course, but you know we could account for that stuff. You could have just pointed your PD at the sky and would have told you the time period, including the imminent threat of being eradicated. You could even see the meteorite in the sky and how it would change its position day after day. Are you done being condescending? I guess so. You killed those dragons, Reza. What a brilliant deduction, Sherlock. Why'd you do it? Do you really need me to spell it out? I thought better of you. After I found out the truth about this place, I knew just waiting for the generators we were owed was not an option anymore. It would have taken who knows how long, but I didn't intend to stay a day longer than necessary. You wouldn't believe how hard it was for me to require some generators. Some of the dragons didn't go down easily. But who cares that they got back the generators I stole? With just this one, we won't need any of the others. What is wrong with you? How could you do this? How could I do this? Let me ask you this. What harm is there really in taking their generators when their whole civilization will be gone in a few weeks anyway? The ones I killed just died a little earlier than scheduled. Even if that creep hadn't shown up and interrupted our meeting, we wouldn't have had the time for them to make the generators for us. How about we don't let them all die? They aren't going to be extinct anytime soon, if that's what you're concerned about. I paid the hatchery another visit before I came here. With the right persuasion, I think we'll have plenty of reasons to keep at least some of them around. Bodyguards, border patrols, weapons, even as pets or companions, as long as you make the necessary changes. See, it's not as bad as you might think. I'm not going to abandon them like that, only for their whole civilization to be wiped out. Get your priorities straight, be awesome. Next, you'd rather starve because you suddenly empathize with the stake, and you're not satisfied by just starving yourself. No, you're going to let us all starve because you want to impose your morals on everyone. Since when do you think that you get to have any say in this? You know why you're here. What you're proposing is treason, and you know the consequences. Personally, I don't mind if you want to stay here. I know I don't care about corporal punishment. Just let me through, and you can do whatever you wish. I can't do that, Reza. I see how it is. They've told you they need this generator to stop the comet, huh? And now you've become their lackey. It wasn't a dragon that told me. Don't tell me you've been drinking up what they've been telling you. You know they have as much vested interest in this whole thing as humanity does. That I and you do. Or at least used to. Do you think they wouldn't do the same thing if it was their families on the line instead of ours? Their entire world is on the line here. They lived in perfect harmony, with their perfect green energy source and no reason for wars or conflicts, yada yada yada. We had that too, and you know what happened then? Of course you do. This is such an idiotic trope, you know. Random person meets weird natives, learn their ways, and ends up saving them. What do they need you for, huh? Maybe they're going to be extinct for a reason if they can't even save themselves. You know of our suffering, yet will let them have it? I don't care what happens to them, but unlike you, I was at least trying to save humanity. At any cost. We have the solution right here, and you want to get philosophical now? Don't you think we deserve it? They've had it for who knows how long. Now it's time for us. Not like this. Do you think I like it? If there was a different way, I wouldn't have spent the last few weeks doing what you didn't. We don't live in this fairy tale world of yours where things are a perfect solution to everything. You should know that. Just being here for a few weeks must have messed you up. I think I know why. You got too used to all the comforts they have here. You actually don't care if they all die back home, do you? As long as you can stay here in this perfect little world of yours, you have discarded everything and everyone back home and replaced it with this. Okay, now you're coping. Maybe it is because you don't have a life back home. I can't even understand that a little. Of course it would be just nice to stay here while they have everything that we don't, but being here also reminded me of everything I hated about our world as it used to be. The pettiness and the politics. Say about the solar flare what you want, but it leveled the playing field and gave people like us a chance to make the difference. For all of our efforts, what did we get? A vote that was meaningless in a sea of stupidity and lies? Now everyone has to pull their own weight. We make the rules. You, of all people, should understand. Of course they wouldn't. They haven't experienced how it is to live like we do now, to see the world burn and everything you know die around you. And because I have, I won't let the same thing happen to them. How many do you think died back home in just the 2 weeks you've been here because we don't have the power for the hospital, huh? Do you think those victims aren't worth mentioning, or do you just care about the few dragons I killed? Our city is the last bastion of a civilized society in a world where nothing else is left. Maybe you've forgotten about them, but I haven't. How many of us do you think will still be here in a month, a year, or are they just a statistic to you? The same could be said for the dragons. What do you want to do? Talk me down from doing this, and then what? It's too late anyway. You think they're just gonna let us go after what I've done? Fat chance. Whatever you may think, you'll find that our leaders back home agree with my course of action. Why are you telling me this? Because I expect you to join me. That's not gonna happen. And you call yourself an ambassador? This generator is the only thing we need for our city to survive. How can you even argue about this? The dragons also need that generator, and I'll do what's necessary to stop you if I have to. So, that makes you judge, jury, and executioner. What a wonderful set of morals you have there, AWSW. We only need to wait until the comet has passed safely. You think you can stop the comet? And you need this generator to do that? Sure, and if your plan fails, then not only is this world gone, but we also lose any and all hope to save our own. We are so close now. We can't risk anything by waiting for your crazy plan when back home they are dying by the minute. I will not let you. You only want to save your own two-faced hide because you don't want to face the consequences of what you did. Why are you laughing about this? Because it's a joke. It must be. I'm the one with the gun, and you thought you could just waltz in here and lecture me? Listening to you is fun and all, but the grown-ups must get back to work now. I mean, what are you gonna do? You can't stop me now anyway. Maybe I can. Suddenly, Maverick and Adine appeared next to me. You planned this, didn't you, AWSW? Traitor! And to think I let you distract me with such a cheap trick, just because I thought there was still a shred of humanity within you. He pulled out his gun, not sure which one of us we should be aiming at. Just let me go, and I'll forget this whole thing ever happened. You've got 6 bullets for 3 people. Do you think you can really do that, Reza? Do you think this is worth risking your life for? I've been risking my life for this every day for the last 2 weeks. What did you do during that time? Sip champagne in your nice apartment? Actually, I refuse to drink, thank you very much. Besides, this generator and this whole building came from our time. They belong to humanity. Suddenly, the administrator came out of the shadows in the hallway behind Reza. No, they belong to me. Confused, Reza spun around, aiming his gun at the newcomer who was slowly walking towards him. Who are you? Freeze. I said freeze! Want to waste your bullets on me? Feel free. You can't stop all of us. If you say so. No, don't! He pulled the trigger and the administrator fell to the ground with a dull thud that knocked her mask off. It was a girl? Huh. Is there no way to save her? No! Rissa was quick with his gun and shot Adine once before Maverick even had a chance to charge. As Maverick ran towards him, Reza adjusted his aim before shooting at Maverick multiple times. Maverick stumbled and fell before Reza walked up to him and shot him in the head. What now, AWSW? Are you just going to let me through, or do I have to finish the job with you? Adine was lying on the ground next to me, injured, but not dead. I shouldn't have brought her here. Should have gone alone. No. I looked over to Maverick and the administrator. Both lay dead in a pool of their own blood. How did this happen? Now you hesitate to kill after doing all this? It's your choice. Please, just go. What, you're not going to give me the option? If you told me that just a few minutes ago, I wouldn't have had to do all this. Heck, you could have come with me, you stupid idiot. But if you want to die here with everyone else, feel free. Alright, step over there and lie on the ground. If I see either of you moving before I'm gone, I'll shoot. I did as he said and could only watch as he took the generator and left. While both Maverick and the administrator were dead, it turned out that Adine's injury was fairly minor and she soon got the medical attention she needed. Oh good. When I attempted to use the portal to follow Reza, however, I had to realize that humanity's portal was not accessible. After Reza had arrived on the other side, he or humanity must have quickly deactivated the portal in order to prevent anyone from connecting with it again. I warned the dragons about the comet, but without the generators from the underground building, they failed at diverting the comet enough to make a difference. As such, the only remaining option for me was to use the portal within the administrator's coordinates, which would enable me to travel back in time to the day of my arrival in this world. I met with Adine for one last time to tell her about my plan. I would use the portal to try again, hoping for a better outcome. There will always be another year, huh? What are you talking about? That's what you told me during the summer festival when you talked me out of flying in the contest. There will always be another year, so I didn't have to fly in this one. I'm sorry. Don't be. You did what you could. Even if it has to end like this, I enjoyed my time with you. Let's not have any regrets now. Thank you. Remember when I asked you what you were going to do if you knew the world was going to end? You told me you would say your last goodbyes and hope for the best. Is that what this is? Your last goodbyes? It's not a goodbye, it's an I'll see you in a better future. Can I just come with you? Unfortunately, no. These coordinates are tied to my biometric data. Only I can use them. Oh, well. Don't worry. I'll be back before you realize it, and nothing will have happened. I'll wait for you. What in the world happened? How did I get the bad ending? How? What could I have even done differently? I could have gone to the portal instead of hiding. I could have gone to the place the administrator tried to meet me with the first time. Oh, that was probably it. Those are the only two things I could think of, though. Oi! So Bryce is mad at me. Adine's gonna forget me. Sebastian died, which I'm still pretty mad about. Maverick, Administrator, I feel like there was more to her. Oh yeah, and now you're gonna show me the picture of the dragonette. Or dragonette, or however you pronounce that word. Ugh. What in the world? How do I gotta go back and fix it, obviously. I gotta figure out how that's gonna work because I gotta do everything in... Not the sad music, no. Not the sad picture. Why? No. You have seen what lies beneath the mask. I got an achievement for that. I don't feel like that deserves... I've seen Adine's bad... That was her bad ending? What did I do to her? No. I was trying to be nice. I didn't want the bad ending for her. You experienced just one of the many different endings of Angels with Scaly Wings. In order to see the story's true conclusion, you had to play through the game a number of times. During the next playthrough, you may want to make different choices. You may even find the information you've gained this time to be helpful. Sometimes, you might even notice that prior choices have changed a character or aspect of the game's world permanently. At any rate, feel free to enjoy the game's skip buttons, control and tab generously, as by default, they only skip text that you've already seen, making subsequent playthroughs much more palatable. Can you find all the different endings? I've seen my first ending. Yeah, but that was a sucky ending. I didn't like that one. It was Adine's bad ending. I was trying to be like good to her and help, and no, she got the she got shot. Yeah, and now she's a shadow in this guy. Dang it. Well, look, I'm gonna be honest here. I want to see the good ending. I know I came into this as a joke series, but I kind of want to see the good ending. So we've got some options. Either I do it on my own, or we make a video of it. And if I make the video of it, how do you people in the comments want it to be done? Because obviously there's going to be a lot of repeat stuff, and just doing the same style of video I've been doing thus far, just like no cuts or anything, isn't going to work as well. So I'll try to I'll make like a pinned comment with all my finished ideas. But essentially what I'm thinking, either we just skip the parts and hope that people remember, even though it's been like a week in between recordings, or there's going to be like just show the new stuff, or have like one big supercut that's just a long video. I don't know. We'll see what you guys think in the comments. I'm not trying to do this for the algorithm. I want to know if I need to make another video or if I just do this on my own. Thank you for watching. My day is ruined now. Ugh.